Today's video is brought to you by 1st Phorm. This is a pro-freedom supplement and nutrition company. They are one of us, folks. And when I think of their products for you, I think of adding value to your life. So there are two products that I need you to go check out. There will be a link in the pinned comment and on the link tree that tells them that I sent you. Go browse their wares, but first is their meat stick. This is a 20 gram protein stick. Think smoked meat. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Eat it on the go when you're hungry. And the second thing is their energy drinks. It's an energy drink that doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. 1st Phorm has been eliminating dumb ingredients since before it was cool. When you pour it out, for instance, it looks like water. Thanks to 1st Phorm for making today's video possible. And let's get into the video. The panel correctly held that a suppressor is not an arm within the meaning of the Second Amendment. The panel's decision is consistent with every case to decide the issue, including 2 courts of appeal. Peterson's position does not meet the rigid standards of Rule 40, 5th Circuit, blah, 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 nor does it warrant the extraordinary procedure of rehearing en banc. For the foregoing reasons, the court should deny Peterson's motion for rehearing en banc. Michael Simpson, acting United States Attorney, and David Berman, Assistant United States Attorney. That right there was a member of Donald Trump's Department of Justice saying that suppressors are not protected by the Second Amendment. You want to know what the DOJ's been up to recently? Right there, folks. The case is United States versus Peterson. Basically, George Peterson was found in possession of an unregistered suppressor, and they indicted him. He's taken this up to the 5th Circuit. The 5th Circuit basically said that, the suppressors aren't arms, and he appealed it to an en banc panel. This is basically the Department of Justice trying to say why the en banc panel should not hear his case. So a broader group of judges will hear his case if they grant the en banc hearing. If the Trump Bondi DOJ gets their way, though, he won't get his broader hearing. Let's review a little bit of federal law. 26 U.S. Code 5845. The term firearm means 1, a shotgun having a barrel or barrels of less than 18 inches in length. 2, a weapon made from a shotgun if such weapon as modified has an overall length of less than 26 inches or a barrel or barrels of less than 18 inches in length. 3, a rifle having a barrel or barrels of less than 16 inches in length. 4, a weapon made from a rifle if such a weapon as modified has an overall length of less than 26 inches or a barrel or barrels of less than 16 inches in length. 5, any other weapon as defined in subsection E. 6, a machine gun. And 7, a silencer as defined in section 921 of Title 18 United States Code. Destructive devices, etc., etc., etc. So translation to plain English. What the administration is saying here is that for the purposes of your taxes, suppressors, silencers, whatever you want to call them, those are firearms. So that means $200 tax, a unconstitutional, draconian, lengthy, out-of-date background check that includes the submission of duplicate fingerprint cards, duplicate passport photos, triplicate Form 4s or Form 1 if you're making them yourselves, however much time the government wants to take on top of whatever time it took for them to process the Form 3 to get it to your dealer, so that they can have the actual serial number, and whatever cost is already associated with the device. And then once all that paperwork finally comes in and you go pick that thing up, you have to fill out an additional 4473 firearms transaction record. Say it with me, firearms transaction record. I'll have it up on screen for you.
His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
To be able to disposition that to your possession. So for those purposes, those are firearms. But when it comes to protecting your Second Amendment rights and the associated welfare of your hearing, when it comes to the attainment of a suppressor, those are not protected by the Second Amendment. For those purposes, those are not arms owned in common use by millions of Americans. No, those we can't possibly have that. Do you see the inconsistency here? On one side, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. And when it comes to this administration, what did they say? You know what? We're just going to have to go straight to the clip.
Which orders law-abiding citizens to register or surrender guns with certain equipment. You know that. Many of you are forced to do it. I don't know. Is everybody doing it as per their demand? Who in this group has done it? There's a hand way back there. And now Biden is trying to ban all private gun transfers in the United States with the stroke of a pen. Let's ban them all. Under a Trump administration, all of those Biden disasters get ripped up and torn out. My first week, but maybe my first day in office, okay? Maybe my first.
Doesn't seem very first day or first weekish or first monthish or first 2 months-ish or any of that sort of stuff. Where are you at, Mr. President? And, you know, you might say, oh, they're just asleep at the wheel. Okay, well, correct it then. There is currently a precedent, I guess you could say, where when the Attorney General showed up and wanted to look tough and wanted to look like she was on the ball as it came to the Second Amendment, because she was getting a lot of heat for that, what did she do?
Yesterday, I fired the general counsel from ATF. You know, these people were targeting gun owners. Not going to happen under this administration.
Well, ma'am, it looks like it is happening under this administration. So either y'all missed one, or these are your people, and you're aware of this. So, what you gonna do about it? Did you lie to us, or is this just one that slipped through the cracks? Is this a directive from the Department of Justice? Is this the White House not keeping its promises, or is this just someone who didn't get the memo, so to speak? I don't know. I can't tell anymore, because you promised us to do something, and then 30 days later, you don't show up with it. You told us that you're going to be here a week after that with a plan on the Second Amendment. You haven't done that. We're now plus 2 days on that deadline. Haven't heard from you. Don't know what's going on. And as far as I can tell, all I'm getting is from the gun owners of America that somebody is having their Second Amendment rights trampled on by your administration and your Department of Justice. So please, and thank you, get your shit together.
I will restore integrity to the Justice Department, and I will fight violent crime throughout this country and throughout this world and make America safe again.
So much for that, and so much for returning to the core function of fighting violent crime and not weaponizing the Department of Justice, the FBI, the ATF, and all that sort of stuff against otherwise peaceable citizens. I know that you use law-abiding citizens. I really hate that term, but looks like you're getting it done. Great job. Great job indeed. Everybody should be proud.